Morrison's disability comment you saw in that package and his apology have dominated headlines today. For his thoughts on all that, we're joined now by a lawyer and disability advocate, Sam Drummond. Sam, what did you make of the PM's comment?
Well, there isn't a deeply held view within Australian society that disability is a bad thing, that it happens to other people, and when it does happen to us, that it is a tragedy. So when we hear things like, it's a blessing that it doesn't happen, or I'm praying for you, the message that people with a disability get is that there's something wrong with you and that there's something to be fixed. We hear this all the time, and comments like this do follow us down the street and impact our daily life.
Sam, were you offended when you heard the comment?
Look, I don't think that the Prime Minister meant anything bad by it, but I do think that it has an impact on my life and on the impact of other people with disabilities' life. We need to get to a point here where we value disability. We see it. I feel like I'm blessed to have a disability. I want society to see disability as a good thing and part of the beautiful diversity of the human experience. And I think we need our leaders to know that disability makes us all better people, that when we experience that diversity, we're better for it.
There has been a lot of focus on the Prime Minister's comment today. Do you think anything's been lost in that conversation?
Yeah, look, I was watching the debate, and the mum of Ethan did have a follow-up question. She didn't ask anything about the comments about being blessed. She was interested in her son Ethan's future. And I think that's what we have to focus on, is the future of Ethan, the future of kids like him, and of all Australians with disabilities who might be eligible under the scheme. I mean, I tried to apply for the NDIS a few years ago as a person with a disability and as a lawyer. And even as a lawyer, I couldn't work my way through the scheme and just gave up. Like, I'm in a fortunate position where I could afford the adjustments that I needed just to get around my community. But there are a lot of people who aren't in that fortunate position where they can spend a bit of extra money to do things like get transport around the place, or get into work, or have the meals that they need, just to get through the day. We need to be setting up a system that is accessible to everyone who needs it and that doesn't need a lawyer to wade through the bureaucracy of the NDIS. I'm also supportive of making sure that our politicians are more representative. Until a few years ago, the whole of our federal parliament was accessible to a wheelchair except for the chamber itself. We've set up a system where politicians are making decisions for people with disabilities, but there's no assumption that people with disabilities are going to be making those decisions. And I really want to see a system where people with disabilities are valued and encouraged to actually stand for Parliament, and then we'll see policies from all political parties that are going to strengthen the disability laws and the National Disability Insurance Scheme. So I welcome any party's policy that's going to help people with disability in their everyday life.
Sam, thanks so much for speaking to us tonight.
Thanks for having me.